let's go ahead and get started with Chapter 3 in Unit 10. The objectives for today: I will understand the slopes of the supply and demand curves, and I will find points of equilibrium. Here you will find the vocabulary words for this particular chapter. Make sure you review those before completing this video. So looking at the first example, the Wacky Widget Company sells widgets for $2 each wholesale. A local store has a markup of $1.59. What is the retail price? So the retail price is going to be your wholesale price, which we'll put as WP here, plus your markup, which we will put as MU. So $2 plus $1.59. The retail price for this particular widget is $3.59. All right, go ahead and press pause, solve this, come back, and we'll work it together. Okay, the wholesale price of an item is X dollars. The retail price is R dollars. Express the markup. So if we remember back before, it was the wholesale price plus the markup price equals the retail price. And in this case, it's actually asking for the markup price. So if we subtract that wholesale price, we find that the markup is the retail price minus the wholesale price. And in this, we've got the wholesale price was X dollars, the retail price was R dollars, so my markup price is R minus X. All right, example 2. The Robert Corporation sells teddy bears at a wholesale price of $23. If the store marks this up 110%, what is the retail price? Well, $23 is my wholesale price, and it's going to go up 110%. So 110% as a decimal is 1.10, and that just represents the markup. You've got another 1, which represents 100% or the cost of the item. So we're looking at 2.10 is what we're going to multiply the 23 by, and we end up with a total of $48.30 for our total price. Please press pause, go ahead and solve this, and when you're ready, come back. Okay, the banner company sells 5-foot banners to retailers for X dollars. The St. James Sign Shop marks them up 90%, express the retail price at the store algebraically. So I know that it's X plus the markup of 0.9X, which gives me 1.9X. All right, the graph shows the supply and demand curves for a widget. Explain what happens if the price is set at $9. So if you look at this, $9 is somewhere right about here. So coming up here, here's our demand curve, and here is our supply curve. And so you can see here clearly that the demand is greater than the supply. Now to go ahead and translate that into everyday language, not enough product. They sold out too quickly because they had too low of a price. And so people came out and started buying it like crazy, and there were more people, there was more demand out there, more people that wanted to purchase it than there were product to be purchased. All right, go ahead and solve this. Press pause. When you're ready, come back. We'll do it together. Okay, it says use the graph to explain what happens if the price is set at $15. So let's go back to it. Go ahead and erase what I've got here now. 15 $15 would fall about right here. So we can clearly see here that supply is much higher than the demand. Supply is higher than the demand. So what does that mean in everyday language? The price was set high, and it was set too high for people to want to buy it, so there was an overage of product. So you can see by both of these examples that setting the price at the exact right price, there is a science to it, there is a math to it, and it's very important because you want to make sure that you're maximizing that profit. Okay, example 4. A company wants to base the price of its product on demand for the product as well as on its expenses. Takes a poll of several of its current retailers to find out how many widgets they would sell or they would buy at different wholesale prices. The results are shown in the table. The company wants to use linear regression to create the demand function. What is the equation of the demand function? So in order to do this, we need to go into our calculator, and we're going to go to our stat button. And the stat button is kind of in the middle. If you look at the yellow second button, go down one where it's got a green alpha button, and now go to the right 2, you will see your stat button. So once you click on your stat button, you're going to hit or go over 1 to calculations. So you're going to go over to the right, and then you're going to go down to number 4, which is linear regression. But that's our second spot. First thing that we have to do is go ahead and hit stat. So this is our first step right here, stat, and then we're going to hit edit, which is just enter, and we should see a bunch of lists. What we're going to do is where it says L1, we're going to enter all of the values here that are under the left-hand column side listed wholesale price. For this one, the second column, we're going to list that under L2. So once, I'm going to give you a second, I would press pause. Go ahead and take some time to enter all of these values into list 1 and list 2. When you've entered all these values in, go ahead and press play, and we'll go on to our next step. Okay, so now that you've got all of them entered, now we're going to come to where I had you before. You're going to hit stat. That's the same button you hit before. And then you're going to go over to the right for calculation. And then you're going to go down to number 4 for linear regression. You're going to hit enter. And then you're going to hit enter a second time. And it should give you an equation. And it says here to make sure that you round it to the nearest hundredth. So I've got y equals negative 1756.19x plus 30,238.82. And there is my linear regression, which is my demand function equation. All right, please press pause. Go ahead and think about this for a moment. Write some answers down and come back and we'll work on it together. Okay, it says, explain why it makes sense that the demand function has a negative slope. Okay, so what that means basically is that as the price increases, less people are willing to pay for it. And when you think about it, that makes a lot of sense. If a hamburger is $3, how many are you willing to pay for that? Okay, so probably a lot of you were willing to pay $3 for a good burger. That's okay. What about $4? What about $5? What about $15? How many people out there would pay $15 for a hamburger? And so what it's saying is as the price is going up, the demand is going down. Because as you saw, many of you were willing to pay $3, $4, even $5 for a hamburger, but there probably wasn't many, if any, out there that were willing to pay $15. And that's it for our chapter 3 on supply and demand. See you in chapter 4. Good job, everyone.